Okay, welcome to another video of 2 kilobyte of fun. Today I'm putting back together a Casio CZ-101 synthesizer. And the first step is that I'm going to put back the rubber pads in the top part of the shell. There's 12 pieces over here for the buttons and there are 4 long pads for the keys. And as you can see, the last one is a little bit longer. It's an uneven amount of keys and that one has 1 extra. You can check that they are in the right position if all the little black pins pop through the little holes in the strips. This is step 2. The OLED display that I installed in the other video. I'm going to remove the foil. And I'm going to screw it in. For the display you need the 4 smallest screws. Otherwise the screws will pop through the front plate, damaging your synthesizer. So that's in place. Okay, this is step 3. I'm going to put these 2 boards on top of the rubber pads in the top area of the synth. What I do is I'm going to check if all the LEDs are nice straight up, because they bend easily and they have to fit in all the slots here. So if you look from the side you can easily see if they are nice in line. And now I'm going to flip over these 2 boards. Okay, the other side. Okay, now they are roughly in place. And the thing to do now is to, you can see here that there's a rubber pad not in the good position. So I'm going to look underneath and see where things are not lining up well. Now I'm going to fix this board. Everything is in the correct position. And the small one up here as well. Okay, the other side. Okay, now I'm going to check if all the buttons work, because if they don't, this is a good time to repair stuff. Okay, while putting back everything together, a couple of buttons for the interface were not working, and it took me a long time to figure out what was the problem, and I found it. This flat cable between the board with the buttons and the LEDs and the main board has 2 pins broken. So that was the reason that some of the buttons didn't work. Fortunately, I had a spare, because I'm making this nice working synthesizer out of 2 defunct ones. And I desoldered the cable from the other set of boards, which was nice. And it took a lot of soldering, and now everything is back in working order. So I can use all the buttons on the front panel. So I can continue now with the board for the keys. I'm going to put a little bit under the corners to elevate the case. I'm going to put the rubber pads back in. Like this. Okay, you can put the board on top. Should be like this. And then we can start with the screws again. As you can see, this synth has many screws. Okay, so this is in place. And now I'm going to test if everything works. Okay, there's another problem. I have here a section of the buttons not working. So this part is working, this part is working, but here 6 keys don't work. I removed all the screws again, and I'm listening. Okay, so here. So this is the range that I have no sound. I found the problem. The trace from this to there is not conducting. Here it looks a little bit damaged, some corrosion. So I'm going to make a bypass, but I have to be careful because this is going to be on the rubber pads. And there's not much room to do it on this side, so I'm going to do it on the other side. Alright, I created a bypass here. I'm going to check if it works. Yes, it works. It's fixed now, all the keys are working. I'm going to put the screws back in. I forgot that this should be on top first. You should leave this one out because this is for the grounding cable, and we do that with the other type of screw later on. Okay, I'm going to add the shield on this board, and I'm going to add the ground cable to the last position, like this. This one has to go under here. Like that, and this one has to go on top there. And now we can gently move this into position. It's a little bit of a challenge to get things aligned. Okay, there it goes. And we have one over here. And one over here. Okay, now it is time. Here in the back is the connector for the cartridges. I'm going to fix that one. Goes there. The other side. And there's the other one. Okay. Another piece of cardboard for this side. Goes like this. There's already a screw there. The idea is that all the screws go through the board. Might seem like an error that I did it before, but I think it's not a bad idea to mount it first before you do this, because in the situation that you want to test all the buttons on function, it's a good thing that you can still see the panel. Oh, ships. I'm going to put the boards in place, mount the volume slider. It's a thing to do first. It goes here. It has to be with the connectors on that side, the volume. So this one should be over there. Okay, now we can do the pitch bend wheel. That goes there. That one has the grounding loop on it. You better start with the other side. Two things to check on this side. Here is the volume slider board. It has the wires on that side, and here you have the pitch bend wheel. And if you want the wheel to be able to turn all the way up and down, be careful with the little eye here and the green wire that grounds it. Sometimes it's in that direction when you fix it, so be careful that the wheel won't touch it. And go to the other side. There we mount the power on button. Alright, final checkup. It's almost there. So this one is in place. Mainboard is in place, and now a little bit tricky, the last one, because the MIDI ports have to go in. That's a little bit of puzzle. Like this. It's not the easiest. This is not the one to use. I have to do one more thing. Over here is the cable that connects all the shields for the high frequency protection, and it should go to this island again. Adding a little bit extra. Okay, like this. And let's do another test. Everything is where it should be. Okay, it seems to work. I have the idea that the headphone output is very noisy, but the normal one is clear. Okay, that one in place. Now we can screw back on the bottom. And I have to solder the wires from the battery to the correct position. I marked them. The red spot over here is for the plus, and that one is for the min. So this one should go there. And this one should go there. All right. Now we can put this one on. Okay, look how beautiful this synth has become. 2 that were ready for the dumpster are saved and turned into one that looks excellent. Thank you very much for watching and see you again soon.